Hello dear students of class 9. Today I am here with a very short poem titled The Snake Trying by W.W.E Ross. Snakes generate both horror and fascination because our reasoning often misleads us into looking at them as fearsome symbols of death. Though snakes are creations of nature, we are afraid of them. Snakes fascinate us, but we do not understand the beauty of nature, and we have the impulse to kill it, even though we are astounded by its beauty. In this poem, the poet shows the snake as a victim and the man as the assailant or the attacker. The poet W.W.E Ross or William Wrightson Eustace Ross was born on June 14, 1894. He was a Canadian geophysicist and poet. He was the first published poet in Canada to write Imagist poetry and later the first to write surrealist verse, both of which have led some to call him the first modern Canadian poet. I would like you all to watch this video to understand more about these so-called green snakes.
No kidding. Now, rough green snakes are mostly insectivorous, meaning they'll eat all kinds of little bugs, but they'll sometimes eat a small lizard or a skink. One of the reasons I never find these guys, they're actually a lot of them. They're actually a common snake, however, they're impossible to spot. The only way you'd spot them is on this concrete. That's the only places I've ever found them. They're all up in these trees, I'm sure they're probably watching us right now, but we just can't spot them. Now, these snakes are super camouflaged, and one thing that's really cool is when the wind blows out here, they'll actually sway with the wind. And that's something they'll do as they get closer to insects and lizards as they're trying to hunt. They're a super camouflage snake. I almost never find these guys. And they're the friendliest snake around. They look like some kind of tropical snake from like South America or something. They're just a really special snake. Now, these guys normally max out at about 3.5 feet, but the males do normally stay a little bit smaller, and I would guess that this is a male. Very, very thin snake, and they're really good climbers. Check this out. Look, he's gonna wrap that tail around my finger. Look at that. He's holding up his whole body with just that little bit of his tail. That is insane. Normally in the springtime, they're gonna be laying their eggs, and they lay these little tiny skinny eggs, and they don't lay too many. They lay them under logs and under wood and all kinds of stuff like that. They'll be hatching out, and they're born really tiny. They're about that long when they're born, and the first thing that they have to do is go straight up a tree, because if they don't, little predators will pick them off. And look at that belly. They've got a bright yellow belly and that dark green top. Now, there's also the smooth green snake, but they don't really live here. We get the rough greens. He's got one little parasite on him, so he's really, really healthy. He's tongue flicking a lot. They're a completely non-venomous snake, and they're very, very relaxed. Very special snake to find.
So I'm sure you enjoyed the video. Let me now just sum up the video into 5 important points. So first, we are being told that these green snakes are insectivorous, meaning they eat bugs and insects and sometimes even lizards. Number 2, they are super camouflaged, meaning they can easily change their colors so as to hunt and also protect themselves from predators. Third, they are the friendliest snakes around, and they have a maximum length of say 3 to 3.5 feet. That's for females, and males are supposed to be smaller than females. Number 4, they are great climbers. And number 5, they are completely non-venomous snakes, meaning they are not poisonous at all. The poet here tries to show man's relationship with nature. The narrator offers us 2 possible ways we can relate to the natural world. The first way is to admire the beauty and grace of the snake. The small green snake is harmless even to children. The second way to relate to nature is through fear and try to eliminate the cause of fear. In this case, the cause of fear is the snake. Most people perceive the snake as being dangerous and attack it even before it can harm them. In this poem, we see a harmless green snake who is lying in the sand till he is chased by a human with a stick. Yet, despite being attacked, the snake makes good its escape rather than retaliate. The snake in this case is a victim. So now, let me explain this poem stanza-wise. The snake trying to escape the pursuing stick with sudden curvings of thin, long body. How beautiful and graceful are his shapes. So here we come across words like pursuing, that means chasing or something that is following, and curvings meaning twisting. So here the poet is trying to tell us that the snake is escaping or trying to escape from being hit by the stick that is following it. As the snake crawls, its body twists and turns, forming fascinating shapes. He glides through the water away from the stroke. Oh, let him go over the water into the reeds to hide without hurt. Small and green, he is harmless even to children. So here we come across difficult words like glides, which means move. Stroke means hitting of the stick, and reeds means water or marsh plants with thick stems. Alright, so here the snake slips through the water smoothly and easily, trying to escape from being hit by the stick. The poet is hoping that the snake is able to escape into the reeds and hide there without being hurt. He adds that the poor snake is small and green and does not harm even the little children. Along the sand he lay until observed and chased away, and now he vanishes in the ripples among the green slim reeds. So here we come across words like observed, meaning seen or spotted. Vanishes, meaning disappeared or disappears. And ripples, meaning slight movement of water. Alright, so till the time he was observed, the little snake stretched itself along the sand. As soon as he was disturbed and chased by the pursuing stick, he vanished into the water and hides among the slim green leaves of the water reeds. So with that we come to the end of the short poem. In the poem, the poet tries to say that human beings react to snakes based on their own fears. He points out that not all snakes are poisonous. In fact, some of them are quite harmless. It is cruel to attack a snake as soon as we see it. Even if a snake is poisonous, it will do us no harm if it doesn't see any danger from us, because a snake only bites in self-protection. Otherwise, it is as harmless as any other creature. Sadly, human beings are the ones who attack a snake without provocation. So now let us discuss the literary devices. So we know that the rhyme scheme is absent, as the poem is written in free verse. We then find transferred epithet. Now, what is transferred epithet? The adjective used with a noun refers to a noun other than the one with which it is used. For example, there is a word called pursuing stick. Pursuing refers to the person who is holding the stick and not the stick itself. So that is a transferred epithet. The next literary device we come across is alliteration. Now, alliteration means the repetition of a consonant sound in two or more consecutive words. For example, he is harmless. So the sound H, her, has been repeated. He, her is harmless, her. Okay, so the letter H has been repeated. Now, along with that, we also have imagery. Now, imagery is a poetic device wherein the author uses words or phrases that appeal to any of the senses or any combination of senses to create mental images for the reader. But dear children, always remember that imagery is not just limited to visual sensations, but also refers to igniting your kinesthetic, gustatory, olfactory, tactile, thermal, and auditory sensations. Alright? So, with this, we come to the end of this poem. I hope you all understood it. It is very short, but with a very strong message, and I look forward to hearing from you. In case you have any confusions, you can always write down comments in the comment section. So until we meet again, stay safe and take care.